The Loop of Dr Yeo, created by Arthur Rumrill. The machine was ugly, nothing like the sleek chrome fantasies in his old notebooks. It was a dented titanium ring bolted to a concrete floor in the sub-basement of the university's abandoned physics wing, surrounded by humming server racks and jury-rigged cooling pipes. A single chair sat in the center like an electric chair for the condemned. Power draw was monstrous. He'd blackmailed 3 department heads and drained his retirement accounts to hide it. He had solved the equations no one else believed could be solved. Not wormholes, not closed time-like curves, a temporal displacement field that folded local time like origami. One day, exactly 24 hours. No more, no less. He sat in the chair, heart hammering. Test run, he recorded, voice steady for the log. Subject, myself. Destination, yesterday, 1437. The ring ignited with a sound like tearing silk. Light folded in on itself. Pain brief, surgical then nothing. Dr. Elias Yeo, pronounced like Yao, sharp and impatient, the way his Korean grandmother once snapped it. First proof time travel worked on a rainy Tuesday in October. He opened his eyes in the same chair, same basement, but the timestamp on the wall monitor read 1 day earlier. The rain outside was yesterday's rain. His yesterday self was upstairs right now, drinking burnt coffee and muttering over the final calibration. Dr. Yeo laughed until he cried. It worked. He spent the day carefully avoiding his past self. Left notes in code only he would understand. Watched the earlier Yeo finish the machine with trembling hands, exactly as memory dictated. At 1437, he stepped into the ring again, activated it, and pain. Darkness, back in the chair, same basement, same rain, same timestamp 1 day earlier. By the 17th loop, he realized the horror. The machine didn't let him change anything that mattered. Every decision that led to building it was locked. The initial discovery he'd had 3 years ago, the elegant little insight while staring at rain on a bus window, was now part of the loop. He always found it again. He always pursued it with the same fever. He always built the machine. He always tested it. And every time he tested it, the field's feedback pulse destabilized something microscopic in his brain. A tiny cluster of neurons in the medial temporal lobe. Nothing noticeable at first, just a faint metallic taste and the sense that his thoughts were sticking. He tried to warn his earlier self. He left frantic video messages, diagrams, even a suicide note begging the past Yeo to destroy the machine. The past Yeo always found them fascinating, always decided they were clever sabotage by a rival, always rebuilt anyway. Death was never the same twice, but it always came. Sometimes the machine's power surge cooked him inside the ring. Sometimes the accumulating brain damage made him collapse mid-calibration, skull cracking on the concrete. Sometimes he simply forgot the override sequence and the field collapsed into a screaming Mobius of infinite regression while he was still conscious. He tried everything. He stopped building it only to discover the discovery itself was now causal. If he didn't pursue the idea pursued him. Sudden insights in the shower, dreams, even hallucinations that dragged him back to the equations. He tried destroying the machine after the test. The loop simply reset before the destruction could stick. He tried not stepping into the chair. The temporal field, once primed, reached out like a hungry hand and pulled him in anyway. Physics had decided Dr. Yeo belonged inside that ring. Exhausted, trembling, half his memories now just flickering ghosts, Dr. Yeo sat in the chair one final, or first, time, and spoke to the camera he knew his past self would eventually watch. My name is Elias Yeo. I invented time travel to steal one more day. I stole it. I stole it forever. If you're watching this, you're me. You're about to finish the machine. Don't, but you will. Because I did. Because I am. Because the man who solves the equation becomes the equation. I was the first and the last person to ever travel in time. There is only one traveler, and he is stuck. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. He reached for the activation panel. The ring ignited with a sound like tearing silk. Somewhere in an endless rain, a brilliant physicist looks up from a bus window and feels the first spark of an elegant idea bloom behind his eyes. Dr. Yeo smiles despite himself. He knows exactly what happens next.